Hi guys, happy afternoon. Here we are for our 45-minute yoga tune-up this morning. So I'm hoping you've got a set of balls. Small toted balls work great. You can also do this one today if you prefer with the Coregeous ball. You can always use the alpha ball, be a little intense. I guess I could tell you where we're headed. And blocks. So we are working in with the hips. We're actually gonna do some standing poses in a different level, we'll just say. We're going to level those up literally on some blocks, and we're going to focus our rolling out on the upper leg. So we're going to go inner, outer quad, and then some aspect of the hips as well. So that's where we are going to be working today, okay? Let's take a moment to sit comfortably, to collect ourselves, allowing our intention to move internally so we are prepared to receive the information that we're going to get out of this practice, right? So eyes closed, comfortable seat. Breath in and out through the nose. Soften those shoulders, roll them down the back. Broaden through the collarbones. And settle into the expansion of the lungs as you breathe in. Feel the ribs open up, the belly open up, the chest lift, everything gets big. And on the exhale, everything goes small. Chest falls, ribs collapse, belly falls, lungs empty. Inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Thank yourself for showing up for practice and plant your seed of intent, your personal sankalpa. That honored commitment that you are making to you, your growth, be it in your practice or in your life. Thumbs to third eye, arms extend, and the eyes open, release the hands. All right, I know we're living in legs, but let's just take a couple of sweeps up, reaching through the arms. Exhale, come on down. Inhale, breathe them up in front. Exhale, drop them down. Inhale, reach them wide. Exhale, float them down. Inhale, reach them up. Exhale, drop them down. Inhale, reach them up. Exhale, right arm down, side bend. Inhale up, left arm down, side bend. Inhale up, side bend. One more, inhale up and side bend. And then finish this off with just a little seated twist. Kickstand with the arm behind you. And then gently unwind, let the head come around, and we'll flip left hand behind, right to the left leg. Inhale, prop it up. Exhale, move to twist. And then come on back to the center. Okay, so let's do our first check-in. Our check-in is going to be rotating in 90-90. So I've been working a lot of hip mobility lately. I think it's all that seated time I've got going on. How about you? And the walking that I've been doing. So we're going to 90-90 rotation here on the legs, and we're just gonna check out how everything feels, okay? How it all feels today. So as you have an option here to prop yourself up onto your hands. Right? So I could use the support here, or you could just sit tall and see what's going on. So again, this is our check-in, and we're gonna start with the legs nice and wide, lifting up through the chest. Take the feet hip mat distance or a little wider. And then I like to use the arms in a help support of my seat. So whether they pop behind to lift up, soften the ribs, or they reach out in front. Okay. All right, so here we go. We're gonna take the legs, flexing at the feet, and just take the legs over to the left. Inhale, lift them up. Exhale, over to the right. And again, we're just feeling out. How does it feel today? Up and over. One more. Up and over. Last one, up and over. Okay, so pausing in this 90-90, I'm rotated to the left here. Got my left leg out in front, shin in front. Heel is a nice distance from my back knee, and the back shin is parallel to the edge of the mat. And just take a breath, lengthening up, and a little rotation, and just check in. Instead of really thinking about the rotation from the chest, think about the rotation in the hips, and nothing's forced. You're just checking out how it feels. How does the outer leg feel? How does the back inner thigh feel? How does the seat allow the spine to lengthen up from there? Or do you feel like you'd like a lot of support? You want to lean back, shift weight? All is good. It's just information. So just check in how we start, okay? And then let's go to the other side. So instead of me turning around, I'm just going to shift myself. So I have my right leg in front and left behind. And right off the bat, I notice a difference. I have a difference in my left versus my right, and I can feel it. And neither, again, not good nor bad. We're just sussing out how this feels. Again, as we work the little rotation, think of it more of coming from the hips than the heart so much, than the neck so much, okay? We're lifting out this lower body, and again, we're checking in, how does this feel? I know, I can tell already I need more lean on the right. I'm not able to shift enough weight down into that left hip towards the ground. Got some constriction there. So there we go. That's where I start. You let me know where you start, okay? Mental note. All right, let's come on over and grab our balls, and we're gonna start with them toted, making it pretty darn easy. We're gonna do a quad rollout to start. I am, just from my knees, I'm gonna let it rest here right in the hip crease. I'm gonna work to soften those muscles, surrendering over, and then I'm gonna make my time coming down through and ending up above the kneecap. Okay, so here I go. Here's my tote coming down, and I like to start up at the hip crease and then work my way down. Okay, so as I'm coming down, I'm gonna position that so. Okay, but note, I know that I'm gonna be moving forward, so I don't need to start at the top of my mat. You can just want to readjust if that's what you're doing, and you can start with a little side to side rocking into, again, that hip flexor muscle group. And also got a lot of insertion points and quadricep. You want to be careful as you work into the inside of the groin that you're not doing anything too deep or pinching on anything with too much pressure. If you feel good with just sustained compression on it rather than the movement, then you may try just coming on down and letting the chest rest. You can turn an ear sideways or forehead down. And then we'll start to roll. And begin. The left leg, my opposite leg, comes out to a little chicken wing. I'm going to bend it out to support that. So as I'm getting ready to roll, I've got my left leg, my opposing leg out there for support. I'm on my forearms, and I'm going to begin to draw myself forward and back. And I'm not going down the whole length of my leg. I'm just dealing with the first top of the quad to start. And we're really gonna take our time working with this leg rollout today. So already I can sense that I've got more tension coming around through the outside, the outer top of my thigh. So I'm beginning to rotate myself a little bit to the right, as if I'm doing like the tiniest, most supported side forearm plank that I could do, right? Because I'm really supportive. I've got both hands, and I'm not on my IT, but I'm working to the outside of the quad, or that top right side of the quad. And then when there's spots that I can feel would like some extra attention, that's where I'm just going to live in a little sustained compression. And I'm also going to work a little pin and stretch. So again, you can always choose, these are different techniques. You can work with the sweeping motion, the stripping motion. You can do the pin and stretch where you're just letting it draw into the tissue and trying to absorb, right? Or I can do a combination where I'm in that part of compression and then I'm asking the muscle to move. Whatever you choose, check in with the breath, always, always, and see that it is something that you're doing, right? That you are not gripping your teeth. You're not just transferring the energy someplace else and holding the breath. You're allowing that to wash through. I'm hoping over time that my muscles accept more and more load, accept more and more pressure. And if they don't, then it's not where I need to be. And I want to work around the area. I want to move left, right, up, or down. And then we'll begin to make our way to the lower portion of the leg, of the quad, I should say, lower upper leg. And I'm going to end up stopping above my kneecap, in that ridge above my knee. And that's a pretty, for most of us, a nice little spot and a pretty obvious spot. So I'm not rolling on my kneecap. And again, I'm getting a little bit of work on the outer already. I'm prepping some of those side outer hip tissues. So I may begin to turn a little bit more, again, the most supportive half crawl, half side plank. And if there's a spot, maybe I'm even going to drop my belly, drop my head, and be there. And then the pin and stretch would be movement of my lower leg. So I'm going to bend and straighten the leg. I'm going to internally and externally rotate, pivoting through the foot and the hip. There's a place you want to come back up to and be there, be there. And it may be obvious for you to be able to take the sensation that you feel in one spot and then follow it either up to the hip or down to the foot, right? Feel that lengthening out. Try to tune into the connection of the fascia, this inner web system all throughout the body. And then we're going to come into the kneecap. And then as we come around to the kneecap, I'm definitely going to let my hips set down. As I said, this is generally a pretty good place for a lot of us. And this is where I'd like to get into inside of the knee and outside of the knee. We've got a lot of points of insertion here. And again, nothing should be so painful that the breath is not there, that the awareness is not there, that the mind is trying to go elsewhere. All right, as we come now, I'm going to start coming back up the leg. And this time I'm going to take a little more care to work inside the leg, So I don't need to be total inners yet. I'm still on my quad group, but I'm getting a little more in the inside with the quad group. Muscles don't really exist in isolation. There's a lot of overlapping. Besides the fact of tension in one may cause tension in another system, right? Just where they actually exist and lie are not in isolated groups. So we're going to take time to go more into the inner thigh, and that's going to require one of my blocks. I like to do this with a block. You may be just fine to do this on the ground without. You can take that laziest side plank ever. This time I'm actually just propped up onto my arm and roll here. That might be all the pressure that you want. And as I roll here, again, I can do any of these pin and stretch motions. I'm making some circles with my heels or just staying in one spot. Or I'm going to go ahead and level that up. Leveling that up, I'm going to place it on a block. Maybe 2 blocks. I don't know how large of an area you'd like to work. And then I'm going to place my inner thigh on that. So now my chicken wing is out to the side, and that's the leg that I'm working. And come down all the way onto the sideline. You can pillow and blanket out the head, or stay right where you are. I like to do a prop up on the neck for the most part. And now I'm really getting more true into my adductors. And that's generally where I also find a lot of stuff that I like sustained compression on. Again, that's a technique that works pretty well for me. But if you like to still do that washing through and that rolling over, please listen to you and your body. What works for me may not at all be what works for you. We're going to take about 3 or 4 more breaths here. Really go to a good 90 seconds plus in each of the muscle groups. So it kind of builds taking some time, and I don't want to do just 90 seconds on the quad. I tend to break that down, upper and lower. We've got some outer and some inner, and then the knee group. So before you know it, we're like 10 minutes on the quad. We're going to do our outers a little differently, but I want to do this major section of the quad and the adductors, the inners first. Okay, so coming up off here, and it come onto hands and knees. Take a moment and sit back into child's pose. Child's pose on the forearms, or go ahead and bring forehead down. And then let's lift on up and let's switch to the left side. Okay, so coming into the left quad, we're going to start with it in the hip flexor group, just like we did on the other leg. So I'm coming around and I'm going to let it rest right into that hip flexor. And I can use, again, my opposite leg as some leverage. We started with a little rocking, easing some of the tissues. We did some sustained compression, just resting our weight. Not uncommon to feel some pressure in the small of the back or into the glute with the hip flexor on the front. So those tissues do go ahead and connect in near the piriformis, kind of the center of the glute in the back. And sometimes we can feel that change of compression from the front rather than the front, we feel it in the backside. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and start to roll through that area. I'm going to bend that left leg supporting, and we're rolling through the upper portion of the left quadricep. Right knee bent, right leg chicken wings out. Here again, we're playing with a little bit of little turn to the outer, right? Little shift, maybe a little shift to the inner. And it's not a full rotation yet. Maybe you want to make that really, as I said, that really lazy forearm plank where I'm using my opposite knee to support. And finding some spaces there that you'd like to spend a little more time would be the pin and stretch. And then I'm going to go for that movement again of the left leg, taking the knee, circling the foot around. Taking it little by little, readjusting and resetting towards the end of the mat when you start to go too far. And still kind of finishing up that midland of the quadricep. Working a little of those outer tissues. And then we're going to start lower. So we're going to do our little reset and we're going to let it rest into the top of the knee. And from there, we're going to roll the lower portion of the quadricep. Bending and straightening the leg. Again, working a little bit of those lateral tissues. And heading a little bit towards the side there. Tracking, maybe you've got some nice trigger points that you can get right into and see, again, if you can dissipate or spread that sensation from right where the contact is to lengthening around. And with that, letting all of the body accept. And if you find yourself in just a resistance mode, it's too intense, or feeling that it just needs to hurt so good to count, dial it back. All right, we're going to begin to shift now, working a little more into the inner. And again, you can stay just right where you are on your belly and just begin to chicken wing out now the left leg, bending and straightening and rolling in through the inners. And I've got it happening here, or if you'd like to do that leveled up, we did on the other side, you can grab your blocks, place them on the height of the block, and place the inner thigh there. Finding just your levels. And again, any sort of bend and straighten technique, rotation, staying with. Sideline is nice. There's a little less pressure generally if I stay on my side thigh. If I go to rotate more towards my belly and try to get my hips and heart more towards the ground, I'm going to get a little more pressure fold for sure. And that might not be right. That may be just what you're looking for. Whatever you're choosing, we've got about 5 more breaths. And again, as you work your way up through the inner thigh, there's want to be mindful of coming into the more delicate tissues in the groin. And then let's go ahead and work our way off. And take a moment here on your back. Taking a moment on the back. Go ahead and let the feet go wide and the knees knock in together. And notice the pelvis softening left and right, same amount of pressure down into the ground. Now from where we are here, take both legs to the left, inhale, lift them up, take both legs to the right. Inhale, lift them up, take both legs to the left, inhale, lift them up, take both legs to the right. Inhale, lift them, leave them, and then come up onto the hands. From the hands, set the hips back, and let's do seated again. Okay, arms are going to be supportive, either behind or holding up to help us stay upright. Take the legs to the left, inhale up, take them to the right. Inhale up, take them to the left. Inhale up, take them to the right. How does it feel? Same? Freer? Who knows? You know, that's who knows. Okay, turning it, we're taking the right leg. So the right leg is forward, right shin is forward, left is behind. I'm going to try to maintain my 90-90. And I'm taking the 2-toed balls and I'm going to lift and bring them under the right hip. Under right thigh more than right hip, sorry. That nice section that is lovingly referred to as the saddlebag, that's where we're going to go. So right that where the glute and the outer thigh really begin to meet. We're starting there. And then for me, I'm going to do a rocking motion. This is one of my favorites. You can turn your balls lengthwise, okay? Diagonal, you can do this single. I like to do a horizontal ball. And then I'm just going to rock my weight forward to pressure in and come off. And I'm going to rock my weight forward to pressure in and come off. And then I'm going to rock my weight forward. Maybe I want to stay there, or now maybe I'm going to shift my hip back a little bit. And as I shift and rock my hip forward and back a little bit, I've lifted myself up off. So I'm using my left leg, using my right arm to pressure and lift up. And then I'm digging in a little bit more into just a smaller, more focused area. Set the hip down, and then from that, the pin and stretches, I'm pinning it here, not moving, but I'm going to try to follow that length up to provide more rotation, again, coming from the hips. So I'm going to feel it in the left side too, right? Because they're both going together, but I'm thinking about lifting long out of the side outer hips, and that's where more of my rotation I'm thinking of, okay? You can lean your weight forward into it, more pressure. And then come on up, and let's take it down a little bit further. And again, you can rock forward and back. We had the rock with rotation. And we also had the lift and the little chugging. And choose if you want to continue there or find that sweet spot to set the hips down, draw into it, and then rotate from here. I'm still pushing down into my foundation, and I like to use my opposite hand to help assist with that. And then I'm working a little rotation. You may find you're happier coming low, or you'd like to be more upright. Okay, release it off. Let's come on and find that on the left side. Okay, so left side, 90, 90, 90-degree bend, 90-degree bend. Balls are coming down under that outer thigh, glute area. And then again, I'm going to find, I like to kind of, this is my warm up for me. This is what works. And then bending and putting more pressure and lifting off. Kind of think of it as like kneading the dough, right? Kneading the dough. And then at some point, you got to kind of move the dough around. You got to flip it, right? Bring from that outer back into the center. And then again, knead into it. And then freshen it up a little bit. Knead into it. That sustained compression, if you're good with, we're going to work again, rotation. Rotation coming through the hips. You're finding a little lower line. Working more down through the outside of the lower quad group. So I'm not up high, I'm lower, I'm not at the knee, I'm lower. And chugs, rocks, sustained compression, or twisting. 3 more breaths. Release yourself out. Okay. Those blocks that we've been using, let's go ahead and place them at the top of your mat. Okay, and I'm going to do 2 in a row. Okay. You can use 1, 2 in a row. It's going to be for your foot. And so I kind of find 2 in a row just gives me a little more stability. And so I enjoy that. That I guess depends on the size of your foot. Okay. I'm going to start with my right leg up on it. And I'm going to take my left leg back, 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 back. And we are, guess what? In a crescent lunge. Okay. Crescent lunge. Now, instead of coming forward into my front leg, I'm going to press away, and I'm going to think about picking up my right hip off of it, pull my right hip back, my left hip forward. Okay, back heel pushes forward, glutes turned on, front pulls back. So the feet are trying to come towards each other. The hips are working to square. If you're comfortable, bend your back knee. My kneecap doesn't like it. Okay, so my kneecap doesn't like it. It gets really, really sticky and yucky in there. So I like to do this with a straight leg, trying to pull the hips off, and I'm seeing about going lower, right? Without collapsing. So as I go lower, I'm taking the leg back. I'm still trying to pick up this part. I'm still trying to keep this little bit of gap of my right hip on top of my right thigh. 3 more breaths. Awesome. Okay, shifting, working your way out. Shake it out. Okay, let's do the same thing on the left. So left, here we go. Left foot comes down. Right leg begins to travel its way back. The feet are, just hip distance apart, so there's a few inches apart. And I'm going to keep just taking my time, seeing what I'm capable of in terms of coming into a little more depth, but not losing the integrity. So, not just dumping, right? Picking up a little bit. If it's within you to bend your back leg, you're welcome to do that. Front heel to back knee to front heel. And keep the hand resting on the front thigh. Press strong. If you'd like to take the arms overhead, you can take the arms overhead. Again, maybe getting longer in the pose. Three more breaths. Trying to stay off this left hip. Not dumping belly to thigh, lifting ribs off front hip. And working your way off. Awesome. Okay, so we got some nice compression here, some nice length. Let's open it up into a warrior two, okay? I'm just gonna start with my left leg in front. I'm gonna switch it out. So in my warrior two, it's nice to have some marker on the ground. I'm gonna do either like a first person, right? Heel to heel, or I'm gonna go heel to arch. I'm gonna be sure that I'm not crossing over as such, and I'm gonna give myself the room that I need, okay? So left foot forward, right foot back, right toes are facing towards that upper right corner of your room. And the mat's too short, so I'm going out there with it. Okay, and then opening up the arms, inhale, let them float you up, and exhale, come down right in the middle here, right in the middle. Outer hip hugs in, right? So we turn those muscles on, press back, right? Outer foot pushes wide. Inhale, stay with it. Gazing towards left middle finger, right? Stay reaching right here in today. So equal front to back, hips are picked up, right? Tucking, scooping, outer buttocks under on that left. And we're here for 3, maybe getting lower. Stay on the back, stay grounded back here. 2. And lift it up. Beautiful. Shake it out, shake it out. All right, I'm liking facing you guys, so I'm turning and it's going right leg, right leg. Okay. So warrior two, especially when we flow, we move through it so many times and we really are, at least for me, I'm not always going to my maximum warrior two because I know I need to be stable to just transition to my next pose. So if I'm moving quickly, I don't get this opportunity to really be and see where that depth may go. And if we don't visit that, right, in these times where we have like nothing else going on that we're worried about in our poses or our body, we're just here. Just be here, right? Take your legs wider than you normally do. See what happens, right? Stay stable, hold it. How does that feel? Outer foot presses down, buttock scoops under, knee presses back. I'm following that line. We work to open up these tissues. We work to tune on and tune up these tissues, right? And those quads, right? Because those legs are working hard. Arms going out too, right? We're holding these for 2 minutes, in case you didn't know. It's a while, yeah. So we got another 30 seconds, maybe 20. Breathe with it, gaze over, right middle finger, there's the drishti. And then release out. Come on out. Whew. How they feeling? I'm hoping alive, hoping that's a good thing. Okay, so we got one more movement pattern to get to, okay? And then we're gonna come back and we're gonna do a whole little tester on how our 90-90s feel. This one is our Happy Baby Mini Vinny. It's brought by Jill for YogaTuneUp, and I really love it. So we're gonna take the hip, thigh and hip, we're gonna go outer with compression. We're gonna go inner, right? And then we're gonna go all the way over to twist. So we're gonna get all these tissues turning out, and then we're gonna get all these tissues turning in, okay? So here's how we do it, okay? I'm gonna lie down on my back, and I get to use my left leg. So I'm gonna just bring my right leg in. My left leg is bent. I can use it all I want. Okay, so from here, here's my half happy baby. And again, I have my left leg that can support it. I'm not trying to pick up my hips. My hips are staying down. I'm doing what I can to pull my knee in towards my armpit, right? We were just in this position in our warriors, right? In our squats and lunges. Okay, so from here, okay? Now, I'm gonna go ahead and let it go all the way out. Lengthen that, and then as I come over, bend, cross, here's that 90-degree crossover, and then switching hands, full twist. Coming back, right? Happy baby. Open it up. Happy baby. Crossover. Figure 4, pigeon, and then take it out. Awesome. Come on again. Right hand holds right big toe. Half happy baby. Open up. Half happy baby. Cross it. Pigeon on your back, and then twist it again. Half happy baby. Extend out the tissues. Half happy baby. Cross it, and then over. Straight. Beautiful. If you want, you can do left leg straight. Bend, out, bend, cross, and then twist. One more. Bend, out, bend, cross, and twist. Awesome. Release. Take a moment and just tune in, left versus right. My left leg legitimately feels an inch longer. I just have to look. Okay, it's really not, but I've certainly felt it. Okay, here we go. Bend in the right leg for support. I'm taking the left in, and I'm gonna big toe grab. All right, knees coming towards my armpit, towards the ground. Half happy baby. Lengthen it out. Half happy baby. Cross it over. I like to use both hands to support this one. So my right hand holds the baby toe side, my left hand helps the thigh away, and then I'm all set up for my twist and extension. Coming back, okay? Big toe. Half happy baby, straighten it out. Half happy baby, cross over through pigeon, and then twist. Again, half pigeon, half happy baby, open it up, bend, over, and then lengthen out. Coming back through. Half happy baby, lengthen out. Half happy baby, cross it, and then twist it through. Let's stay with a few more. You can do straight leg on the right, or you can keep the knee bent. Cross it, and then twist it. We got 3 more to go. Coming around. Out, half happy baby, cross, rotation, pigeon, half happy baby, extension, half happy baby, cross through pigeon, extension. Again, half happy baby, out, Half happy baby. Cross it. Extension. Nice. And then back and through. Shake them out. Arms by your sides, feet to the ground. Inhale, press up to bridge. Exhale, hollow and lower down. Nice. Take the feet wide, chin to the chest, come up onto the elbows. Okay. Rock it. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Take it to hands. Pull ribs in, release back. 1, try not to move the chest. 2, don't move the chest. 3, 4. Further up still. Top of the sit bones. Don't move the chest. Find your tension out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, allow the chest to go with you. 1, and then rotate with intent. Back, center. Rotate right with intent. Back, center. Left. Then take the torso. Maybe further. Back through. Lift the knees. Right. Take it. Turn. Maybe continuing coming around. Back through. Up. Center. Adding on further. Over. Rotate with intent. And then come right back. Face right over that left leg. Forward fold and up. Center. Lift the knees. Take them to the right. Take the torso. Rotate further and then come right back. Right over this right shin. Fold it. Up. Nice. Center. And back. Come on back. Lower on 2. Float the legs out. Open the arms up. Check in. How does the body feel? How does the head hit? How do the shoulders hit? How do the hips hit? How do the legs and heels hit? Take the arms overhead. Reach the feet away from you. Lengthen out, long straight line and full body yawn. Draw the right knee in. Give it a hug. And cross the foot, spinal twist. Right foot to left leg. Right knee goes over to the left. Right arm reaches back out. And come on back through the center. Center out through the pelvis. Feeling balanced again. And then we'll bring the left leg in. Give it a hug. Left foot to the right leg. Spinal twist, crossing over. Come on back to the center. Both feet down. Lift and neutralize. And both knees into the chest. Give a hug, chin to the chest, forehead towards knees if comfortable for the neck. Squeeze it all in, hug it all in. And then release. Come to final rest. Take a few minutes in Shavasana. I'll wake you when it's time. And allow all your efforts to fade and to settle into the completeness of your practice today. And that includes this wakeful rest, this place of observance,
and non-doing. And just open your eyes, but nothing else changing, no movement, just eyes. And find a soft, foggy gaze towards your ceiling. And just for a moment, appreciate the body unmoving. Appreciate its stillness, its connection to the earth, and what it may be receiving. As the eyes awaken, that we allow the body to be unchanging. That we can take this time to subtly wake and integrate movement little by little. Roll the wrists and roll the ankles. Bend the elbows and bend the knees. Extend the arms overhead. Yawn. Reach. And roll to your favorite side. Press yourself up. Bring hands to heart. Thumbs to third eye. And back in. I thank you for your practice. May you reap its rewards. Tashmana Shri Gurudev Namaha. Namaste.
Have a beautiful rest of your day. Hope you enjoy some nice outside activities, some walking. The weather looks great, and hopefully those legs and the hips are ready to roll. So take care, be well. Look forward to catching you soon. Bye-bye.